name is Manju Kalanidhi, and I am with the New Indian Express, and I'm part of the Sunday magazine. Today, as part of the book view series, we have with us author Anand Neelakantan, who's based in Mumbai. Hi, welcome Anand.
Hi, nice meeting you, Manju, and it's a pleasure talking to all the viewers of Indian Express.
Yes, same here. So some of you must have read his books. He has written the Bahubali. Is it the prequel, sir? What have you? I mean, we've all been familiar with the print format of Bahubali, and he also has come up with an exciting new format, which we are going to talk about. So, Mr. Anand, please tell us about what is this new exciting thing that you have come up with.
Actually, one of the new media, it is not a new media, it is perhaps the oldest storytelling medium, the oral way of storytelling. But in the present days, what has come up is the audiobooks. So what we have done, we have gone one step forward and brought back the earlier, we used to get the, the films in audio format earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. The old Hindi, Tamil films like Thiruvilayadal and all, I first heard it before watching it.
Yes.
Initially, it was all used to come in the, the cassettes.
Yes.
So now I have come up with this book. This is my 12th book actually, but the 12th book, instead of being in print, or as I have written a lot of screenplays also for various OTT platforms and television, but this thing was something of totally a different experience. This is writing an audio drama, outright audio drama.
Okay.
First, it is first coming in audio format. Then it will come in print format and visual format and other things later.
Okay.
So it is bringing back, creating a story only using the sound. So a lot of artists have participated with a lot of background music, and it's like a film, but with only the audio of it.
Okay.
So this is called Nala Damayanti. It's the old Nala Damayanti story, but written in my style in a new way.
Okay.
Which has a lot of political messages and other things in that, apart from the usual philosophical and other things. It's very contemporary.
Right. So before we dwell more about this audio drama, tell us about your interest in mythology and how you came up with the Bahubali book. Some of us have read, in fact, I remember reading about it, but a bit about how you got into mythology and then how the Bahubali thing happened.
Mythology, Hindu Puranas are something which I was always interested in right from my childhood. And when I decided to write, I decided to write what I am familiar with and what I have passion about and interest about. So my first book was Asura, which has come in almost 13, 14 languages now in Asura, Tale of the Vanquished. In different languages, it has different names, like Tamil, it is Ravanan. In Malayalam also, it is Ravanan. In some places, it is Asur. Then Rahavana in Indonesian. This was the first book. Incidentally, I am celebrating the 10th year of my writing.
Oh, congratulations.
My first book was published in, 2012.
Okay.
After that, I wrote Duryodhana's Mahabharata, that is Ajaya, all of the dice and Rise of Kali. Then I did Vana, that is Bali, Sugriva and Tara story, which incidentally is becoming a film. Which is becoming a multilingual film, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu.
Okay.
Vanara.
Okay.
And it was at this time that Rajamouli sir had read my Asura, Ajay and all.
Okay.
So he was doing Bahubali. So he initially, before Bahubali, he called me to do Asura perhaps. Asura is one book which many directors wanted to do, but which never fructified because of the content of it, where Ravana is the hero. So I don't know how far it will come actually, or it may come after many years.
Okay.
But Asura was like a calling card for me. So Rajamouli sir had called me and he had asked whether I can expand the Bahubali universe.
Okay.
So what I did was I did the prequel. It's an official prequel of Bahubali. That is the 3-book series, Rise of Shivagami, Chadranka and Queen of Mahichmati. The story ends where the film starts, which incidentally is becoming an OTT show in Netflix as 3 seasons.
Wonderful.
Apart from that, I have done lot of television series in Hindi, which have been translated to dubbed into many Indian languages, like Siya Keram, Chakravarti Ashoka,
Right.
Mahabali Hanuman, and a lot of them after that,
Right.
especially in the Hindu Purana space.
Right.
Then I came up with Valmiki's Women, that is the female perspective of Ramayana. That's a short story collection which came 5-6 months back.
Okay.
So this Storytel had approached me and asked me whether I can write any mythology for the modern generation.
Okay.
So I thought, why not write a love story, an eternal love story, but tell it like a Disney film in audio format. So this is written in like a Disney film with a lot of fun, humor, and a lot of what you call. If you see Disney films, it has a political angle to that.
Yes.
So this also has a political angle to that, like any of my other books.
Right.
Political and sociological angle. Apart from, so I just don't use to retell mythology. Mine is all from a different perspective.
Okay.
So I try to give a different viewpoint, like Asura is Ramayana from Ravan's side,
Okay.
Ajaya is from Duryodhana's side, and Vanara is from Bali's side, or women's perspective, like Tadaka, Churpanaka, and all are the heroines in Valmiki's Women. So this one is Damayanti is Nala actually.
Oh, okay, not the
Nala's
other way around. Okay.
No, here Damayanti is the hero of the story and not Nala. Actually, if you really see, it is Damayanti who makes a difference in Nala's life, not the other way around. So I have stressed that, and in it has come in 10 languages. So in Tamil, it came simultaneously last 2 weeks before only it came. It has come in 10 languages. In Tamil, a lot of famous drama drama persons have given the voice.
Okay.
Similarly, in Hindi, in Marathi, a lot of film artists or drama artists.
Professional voice artists.
Professional voice artists, stage artists. They are not just voice artists, they are also stage artists, play artists. Veteran artists have given the voice. So you will get that feel of actually with professional music. The songs are there, and it's like exactly like how the old films used to come in cassette, with all the music, songs, and everything.
Yes.
So it's a different experiment what we have done.
Okay. But why did you feel, it could have also been in a video format and then maybe in audio? Why did you decide to do away with the video format of that?
Video format definitely will come. See, video has its limitation. One is huge budget required for such a film, because it's a fantasy, mythological fantasy, where you are showing it in a huge scale. Like Bahubali kind of scale should be required, or Vanara is coming, Vanara kind of scale should be required. Another thing which I am working on is another multilingual film based on Mahabharata. So these are all 300-500 crore projects.
Okay.
But when you are doing something like this, to bring it in video format, it may take 5 years, and to do justice to that, you need a huge budget and artists and other things.
So the budget
this is something which I can recreate.
So the budget would have been about maybe 10 times what you have done now, if you had added the video part of it.
Video would be 100 times more than what you are doing audio budget, right? Because it is visually you have to create. Now nothing less than an RRR or Bahubali or a KGF people will accept. Or a Ponniyin Selvan, what Manirathan sir is doing. Yeah. People will not accept anything lesser than that.
Right.
When you are telling mythical, this huge fantasy stories. Okay. So definitely I'm thinking one day this will come after Vanara, after the Mahabharata film which I am doing. Hopefully Damayanti also would come in a global scale. That's my ambition. I am trying for it, working for it. I pitched it to all other directors which I have worked with so far. Okay. People are interested, but these kind of projects will take time, 4 years, 5 years, because it's a huge scale project. Okay. So audio was one way of entering into this and telling people that we have fantastic stories. And the good thing about audio is that it combines the book and the visual format.
Okay.
It aids. See, one good thing about the book is there is no budget for the book, because there is no budget for your imagination.
Right.
You are the director.
Very well said.
You are the casting director. You can put your hero's face into what I am writing. If I say Ravana, you can imagine the actor who you want to play Ravana. No? So what you do in audiobooks, you combine both these. You give some aid to your imagination. So you can imagine which actor is there. You can imagine the stunt. You can imagine the walls. You can imagine everything in a much bigger scale than any director can conceive in your mind, and what you are doing, you are aiding it with some music and you are aiding it with some dialogues, and you are
Right.
setting up the atmosphere. So audio is a good combination. And if you see, from time immemorial, the stories have been told in the audio format, in the
Right. I mean,
villages, in the
or if you go back to our grandmother's days, I mean, they used to
always
storytelling.
in the audio format. So this
Okay.
is just going back to the roots, perhaps.
Okay. Okay. All right. And was it different recording? I mean, see, a podcast will probably have two people, but in this, there'll be many more voices, and they'll probably have to be mixing of it, followed by music. So, how many days did this entire effort take for you?
See, in this, I gave voice only in Malayalam. Malayalam being my
And
mother
to
tongue,
what
I gave.
also to what extent of the final production? I mean, you wrote the script, but for the final output, what has been your contribution besides the script? Did you also take part in the creative process?
See, basically, these are all these things in any creative process. Each requires a professional. So it is the director's call. There was a project director for each language.
Okay.
So that project director takes, because of the song which is in Marathi, the music of Marathi might not go well with in Tamil or in Malayalam or in Bengali. So
Right.
each had a separate wing to link it to that culture, that area, because India has so many great languages
Yeah.
with so many musical cultures and other things. So when you're doing an audio, each had experts from that language.
Yes.
My contribution was to see that it used to come to me. So my contribution was to see that, okay, it is not going far away. So the translation, whichever language which I can understand, like I can understand Tamil, I can understand Kannada, I can understand Malayalam, being
Yeah.
the mother tongue, I can understand Hindi,
Okay.
and to an extent Marathi.
Okay.
So all these things, apart from English, in which I originally wrote, so all these things I went through. Other languages, you have to trust the translator. Even when I'm writing books,
Right.
they get translated to Indonesian, Sri Lankan, and all. I cannot even understand.
Yes. Yes.
So you trust that. That's how it works. So my contribution has been only to the extent of an overall looking and saying, okay, this is my product. It has not gone far away from that. Other than that,
Okay.
it is basically each have contributed, including all the voice artists.
Okay. Okay.
So the way in which some characters have been portrayed in Tamil is different from how it is being portrayed in Telugu.
Right.
The way in which people talk.
Yeah.
Even the voice modulation, because it is the artist who is deciding how he should talk, how he should take the character.
Right.
So in Malayalam, I played one of the important characters. I gave voice to that.
Okay.
One character called Rituparna, I gave voice in Malayalam.
Okay.
So that was a new experience for me.
Okay.
So I am also seeking new experience. I have also acted in one series which I am writing.
Okay.
As one villain character I had acted. That's
Okay.
yet to come out. June, July it will come out.
Okay.
So this acting also was a great experience for me. So I'm just, it's
Okay.
all fun doing all these things.
Okay. But tell me the monetization part. Now, had somebody made a creative thing on YouTube, and suppose it went viral? Now you know how you can make money based on the millions of views you get. So how does it work in a? I think it's you have released it on Storytel. That's an app, audio app, right? So how
Yeah.
does it work? Is it possible to even monetize at this point of time?
They pay me a royalty and an advance. It's just like any other book publication.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So, but for someone who is starting out, see, YouTube is a very egalitarian platform. YouTube is a democratic platform. Anybody can make a video, and if it is good, people like it. It's
Okay.
like, whereas this one, no, this kind of thing, it is like the channel pays you. So it's like it's like the difference between making a short film, putting it in YouTube, and making it viral and getting money, or Netflix commissioning you to write a story.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so this is like Netflix, because I got work in Audible also, apart from Storytel.
Okay.
Audible, there is a 16-hour thing which in the last year was the highest heard
Okay.
story from India. That
Okay.
is many Ramayanas, many lessons. That's a 16-hour podcast on different versions of Ramayana.
Okay.
So that was Audible's one of the highest heard. Not one of the, for 7 months, it was the topmost heard from India. It's a big podcast.
Okay.
So the channels pay you because you are an established author.
Right.
Not just me, a lot of other people do that.
Right.
But for somebody venturing in, I think an ordinary podcast is what is equivalent of a YouTube, rather than going through this established channels. So this is how works on subscription basis, right? This does like Amazon Prime or Netflix. The Storytel or Audible works.
Okay, all right. Now, how many months or weeks did it take for you to first decide, okay, I'll make it an audio, and then the whole process of submitting till the final output?
See, frankly, what happens being a professional writer, I get approached by these kind of channels, whether it is OTT or audio platforms, apart from publishers, because I've been in this industry for 10 years now, and I have almost all the books have been in the top 1 or 2, 3 in the country, come in multiple languages, done big films like Bahubali and other things. So people approach me, and like they approach a lot of other bestselling and good writers in all languages. Once they approach it in any professional approach, they give a deadline. Whether it is for television, whether it is for OTT, always you work under deadline. Only the first book, you have the luxury of doing it whenever you want as a hobby project. So Asura was a hobby project. It took me 10 years to write. After that, cannot go beyond 3 to 4 months to do a project. If it is a film, it might go for 1 or 2 years of writing. OTT may go around 7 to 8 months. But this kind of audiobooks, 3-4 months, you'll have to write it.
Okay. And how many minutes is Nala Damayanti?
It's almost 5 hours.
5 hours. So I think it's a nice companion when you're on a long drive. And
audio is always for that. No, audio, what it is doing is it is monetizing your time. It's a win-win situation for all. Mainly, a lot of us waste our time on commutation. In India, we are always angry because of the commutation. Indians are angry at the road, you see. Especially when during summer month or in the monsoon, when it rains, that covers almost 10 months or 12 months. We are always constantly fighting and arguing in the road, shouting at each other, calling each other's parents names and all while you are driving. That's what Indians do. Or in the bus or in the trains when we are traveling in public transport. So it's very tough. Audio, what it does is it gives you some pleasure during that time. Most of the people who hear audio is while they are driving or they are commuting in the bus or other things with the earphone. You catch up with your reading. So most of the books have their audio versions now. Or if some authors do not have it, they should immediately come up with an audio version. Because it adds to your reach. Actually.
Audio dramas, when you talk about it, it reminds me of the dramas on radios much before the FM radios came. So I guess you're basically replicating that, but instead of it being on AIR or a particular regional channel, it's now available on these apps, and that's how it is.
There is nothing new in the world. No, everything gets recycled and reinvented as the technology changes. So if you say film is, what is a film? It is just like the old puppet show, the shadow puppet show.
On a screen, it's all
shadow puppet show also. Shadow puppet show is also on a screen with projected light. In villages, you might have seen. It's a very traditional 1,000-year-old art. But when the film comes with the new technology, same thing you are showing. So everything is recycled. So now what we are doing is what the people have been doing since the dawn of human civilization, telling stories orally. And oral format is it's a storytelling session with music and other things. Only thing is, it's just like how the cassette industry or a gramophone changed the way people hear music. Music was always heard in the village square or in the temples or wherever it is. And when the cassettes came, it is like all the artists are coming with you when the Walkman came. Now through Spotify you hear it. Now through Amazon Music you hear it.
It's just the medium has changed basically.
Medium has changed. That's all. Otherwise, there is nothing new in any of these things.
And have you started writing another book, or is it again going to be another audio drama for you?
Audio drama also is coming. Podcast also is coming. Film is coming. OTT is coming. Book is coming. That's what we do. You have to make a living.
This is amazing. All that we can say is nobody is rocking like Anand Neelakantan, and that's amazing to know that you are able to,
Thanks to deadline. As you know, I write columns in New Indian Express every fortnight. My acute
yes,
angle, so
yes,
that also works on my deadline.
yes.
Your editor sits on my head to get this. So
Yes, I would like to tell our viewers and our readers that Anand Neelakantan is familiar to all of us through his writings, but now you will also hear part of him and part of his creative process via Nala Damayanti or Damayanti Nala in this case on the app Storyteller. It's an audio app, and
Storytel.
yeah, Storytel. So thank you so much, Anand. We would all try to listen and get back to you with our feedback, and hopefully many more such audio dramas for us.
Thank you, Manju. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you for all the good words you told about me. Thank you so much. And to all the viewers, kindly read my books and try to hear this. This will be a fantastic experience. It will
Yes.
be recreating
Yeah.
what it used to be.
Yes.
Many generations ago, 2, 3 generations ago, people have grown up hearing
Yeah.
in All India Radio or cassettes.
Yeah.
Now this
Yeah.
is your turn.
Yeah. Let's bring back
It's
nostalgia.
available in your language. Any language in India, it's available in all Indian languages.
Right.
The best artists of that
Right. Yes.
language.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.